Class, today's session is about why numbers are important in your management studies. What is the importance of numbers? Why numbers are relevant? So, when I talk about numbers, it somehow comes to the accounting and mathematical part, like what is the revenue, what is cost, what is basically the net profit, net income, earning before tax, earning per share. So when we talk about numbers in the company, we can always get through these terms, like the sales number, the revenue number, the operating profit number, net margin number, net income number, and how it is important to your basically management studies or in the companies as well. Like, so let me tell you, these numbers are bifurcated in two approaches. One is basically the top line approach of the company, and the other one is the bottom line approach of the company. So first, I think I should give you an idea what is the top line and what is the bottom line of the company which they use. Like what is about what is the top line? Top line is basically related to revenue and sales of the company. So when a company wants to see its top line growth, they usually experiencing a increase on decrease in sales or increase on decrease in revenue part. And there are various ways or there are numerous ways where a company can grow its top line. So I think you all are like uh, um, like you all should know this concept, because this concept is very important. Like what is the top line, what is the bottom line? Because when you will go to the companies, they will ask you like, yes, we want to increase our top line, or we, so you should know what is top line. So top line is always related to the revenue and sales of the number. And when the company people ask you like how we can increase the top line. So for example, you are working in a marketing company, and you have launched one new campaign that basically increases your customer base, or increases that basically increases your sales. That campaign has an impact on your sales. So we can call that campaign as which as the product which is impacting your top line of the company. So for example, if by the campaign your sales will increase by 20%, then when the company in like ask you what is the impact on top line of the company by this impact, then you can say that yes, our sales, our top line of the company is increases by 20% because of this campaign. So the company could come out with a new product that generates additional revenue for the company, or like that generate additional sales for the company. So that campaign will obviously impact the top line growth of the company. Sometimes you also heard two company merges into one, like Vodafone and Idea and many other companies. When two company merges, their sales and revenue also increases. So when two companies merge, their revenue will also increase and top line is also increased by that.
It
So
is a joint venture.
yeah, it can be a joint venture, it can be a merger, or it can be basically acquisition also, like when one company take overs the other company by paying some amount. So there is a strategic acquisition or a merger or a joint venture which increases the market share of the parent company, which really impacts the top line growth of the company. So what I'm trying to make you understand, ki there are two lines, one is top line, one is bottom line, and these are both related to numbers. And when we are talking to these lines, we are actually talking about the numbers of the company. So our topic today is why number is important. So I'm trying to tell you what is the numbers which are important for the company and how these numbers are impacting the growth of the company basically. So the top line shows what the top line shows. So first I told you like what is top line, the sales and revenue of the company, and what it shows the effectiveness the company is generating at revenue, or the effectiveness of the company, how it is generating or increasing their sales in the market. So it does not consider, and I am repeating, the operating efficiencies, like how company is operating, what product, how they are preparing for their product, or how they are producing their product. It is not related to that. A top line is not related to that. Top line is just related to the sales number and revenue number. So if we talk about the cost of sales is not comes under top line growth of the company. Only revenue and sales comes under top line growth of the company. So whatever expenses company does to prepare the product is not a part of top line. Just what their profit is, oh, sorry, what their revenue is, or what their total sales is basically related to the top line of the company. Top line refers to the increase in revenue of the company earned through its core business operations. Like if a company is a travel company, and company has suppose uh, purchased a property which is appreciated by 50%, like they have purchased a property of 1 lakh, and after some time it is appreciated by 50%, that is the company, that properties comes around 1,50,000. So but it's the company's like actual operations is travel, not a property dealing. So this increase will not cover under top line growth. Top line growth is related to its core business only. So companies can earn other types of revenues such as interest, gains, property gains, or maybe they are interacting with their customer in different ways. But whenever their core business grow, whenever their sales or revenue of the core business grow, then only we can say the top line of the company is growing. Now, first concept is top line. The other one is bottom line. What is bottom line? Bottom line is basically the net income of the company. After incurring all the expenses, what is the net income of the company? For starters, increasing in revenue or top line is important. But for a company which already established in that industry, their bottom line growth is very important. Like for a startup, like we can take example when Paytm started. At that start moment, they are just considering their top line growth. But after they have established in the market for many years, now they are focusing on their bottom line. So it covers everything. It covers cost of sales also. It covers operating expenses also. Like what? what are the company which they are like, what are all the expenses which they are spending on their people, on preparing the product, or they want to like what are the wages, total wages they are paying to their workers, what are the total tax they are paying to the government. So bottom line always covers everything, every expense of the company. So if we want to increase or decrease the bottom line, like if we want to increase the net income of the business, we can go either by increasing the revenue or by decreasing the cost. This is the only way how we are increasing our net income part. How we decrease the like expenses, how we decrease the like basically company's expenses. We can decrease the wages, we can decrease the salaries of the person, or we are basically laying out the people who are not that efficient in our organization. Or maybe we can we can limit our cost of capital, like where our spending on what we are spending on machineries, or what we are spending on raw material. Or we can we can limit our electricity expense, we can limit our site expense where we are operating. So this is how we are basically working on reducing the bottom line cost of the company. So bottom line is basically related to the net income, and the top line is related to the total revenue and the total sales of the company. Let me start with my presentation now. So what is bottom line? So as I told you, it covers all costs. It covers operations cost, it covers logistic cost, it covers all the expenses. Uh, Please wait for a moment, please. Just a second. Yeah, sorry for a moment. Like somebody has come in. So okay, what is bottom line? We are on. Uh, it is related to basically operations and logistics part of the company. It is basically related to the net income what we have generated from the business. So all operations, if you see operations, planning, production, quality management, productivity analysis, cost control, manufacturing expenses, material planning, this all comes under bottom line. If we want to increase or decrease our net income, we have to work on all this part. Maybe we have to increase our revenue, or we have to decrease our cost. Then we have to cover all these items in our analysis. But to increase the top line, we just have to work on basically increasing of sales and revenue of the company apart from any cost. We are not considering any cost in top line analysis, but yes, we considering everything in bottom line analysis. So how numbers are important, like how you can show to your investors or to the market like what you are generating. It should be in numbers. Like yes, last year my company growth or my company net income is 100 million, and today in this year, in this current year, I have earned 110 million, and 10 million is the actual net income for this year. It means 10% growth I am working on. So it's all numbers which you can show to your investors or to the basically to the company's management, which helps you to grow, basically to which helps for the growth of the company. Like we cannot say anything in air, like yes our company is growing. We have to show something, we have to show the numbers. Yes, it is growing by 10%. Earlier our revenue is 100 billion and today our revenue is 110 million. So yes, we are growing. So this is how numbers is important. So the bottom line is a company's income after all expenses and have been deducted from revenue. These expenses include interest charges paid on loans, journal, administrative cost, and income tax also. So everything which is incurring in the company, like we have, yes, for example, let's take one product example. We have developed a product which is cost around 1,000, and we sold that product, like the total revenue which is generated from that product is suppose 1,100, 1,100, and the cost of the company for producing that product is basically 1,000. So we cannot say 100 is our net income. From that 100 we have to pay the taxes, we have to cover our salaries also, like what we are paying to our employees. So everything which we are incurring on preparing that product is deducted from that total revenue, and we come to that bottom line that is called the net income. So a company bottom line can also be referred to as net earnings or net profit. So whatever the net earning is, or whatever the net profit is basically the company bottom line. So whenever in a company, when you go in a company in future and you say, like any of your managers say, yes, we have to work on a bottom line, that it clearly stated, yes, you need to work for basically not the bottom line, you need to work for basically for the net income or the net profit of the company. Now, is there a top line also? Yes, as I already discussed, the top line is related to the gross sales or the revenues of the company. So therefore, when a company comment on company's top line growth, they are making reference to the increase in total gross sales or the revenues. So whenever one manager say, yes, we have to work on the top line of the company, it clearly states that we have to increase the sales of the company. So and actually the top line concept, if you see, is a very major concept in a marketing companies. But if you are in a basically finance organization, or you are working as an auditor in one company, they always work for the bottom line of the company. But yes, at a startup level, when a new company set up, they work for top line. But going forward, when they establish themselves in the market, then they work on their increasing on the bottom line. Let's go further. So determining your profit. How to determine your profit? Basically, profit or net income is generated after deducting all the expenses, all kind of expenses from the revenue part. As you learned in your 11th and 12th standard, like there are various direct and indirect type of expenses. If we talk about direct, that is a cost of sales. If we talk about indirect, that is covers all part, interest paid, or maybe tax paid, or maybe electricity paid, salaries paid, wages paid. All kind of expenses are deducted from your revenue part or the sales part. Then you come to your profit, the net profit, and that is actually the bottom line of the company. Let's take one example. Bottom line growth would occur in a situation where a company found a new supplier for raw material, and that results in a cost saving of 4 million. So sometimes what happen, like when your manager says yes, you need to increase your bottom line, or in other words, you need to increase your net income. How would it possible? It would be possible either by increasing the revenue or by decreasing the cost. So by this example, which is showing on my screen, if you see, like when a company has found a one new supplier of raw material, like earlier, if we are in a iron or like company, or like we need to, our company has need of that iron for as a raw material to us, then earlier that raw material would cost us 100 million, and now it is cost at 96 million. So what is it? It is basically a cost saving. If we save 4 million, that it directly impacts our net income, because because this 4 million will be added to our net income in a different way. Yes, tax, if we exclude that tax system, yes, a little bit difference is there, but yes, approximately 4 million will be added to our net income part. So efficient spending money for operation cost will help you to increase your net income or net profit, or in other words, I can say, will helps you to increase your bottom line. So let me tell you one, like what are the basic, like, difference which a company found in between in top line and bottom line of the company is, bottom line covers everything, but top line not. Bottom line, to increase the bottom line, we have to touch our top line also. Like for example, if we want to increase our net income, we have to increase our revenue, or yes, we can reduce our cost also, but yes, we can work on increasing our revenue. So to work on bottom line, to increase or decrease our bottom line, top line, we can touch we should touch top line also, but that's not a case with vice versa case. Like for working on top line, we cannot work for, or we should not work for bottom line. So why I'm talking about this top line and bottom line of the company, because our topic is how numbers is important in management studies. So that is why, like when the number scenario, or when we talk about numbers in any of the company, we actually talk about the top line and bottom line. So whenever anyone asks you what is the number, then you can ask, yes, this is the top line number and this is our bottom line number. Now this is your checklist basically, how to work for the bottom line. You can work for the systems and processes, like whatever the current system is, you can change that system in a cost effective manner, or you can change your process. Like if there is if there is one factory where a, a product is prepared, one part of the product is prepared in Gurgaon, and one part of the product is prepared in Faridabad, and one part of the product is prepared in is manufactured in Gujarat, and to assemble that project that product we have to go to Ludhiana. Obviously, that process will cost you more. But if there is single factory where we can produce everything and assemble, there's a big production plant, then obviously the cost will come down. So you have to work for the systems and processes to increase or decrease the bottom line. Then you need to work for your communication. Communication means interaction between the employees, or you have to work for the interaction between the manager and subordinate. Like sometime what happen, a person is doing a work and other person doesn't know, and like in that miscommunication, the other person is may like doing that duplicacy in that work, that will also increase in your cost. So you have to work on your effective communication part to decrease your cost. Then you have to work for your time management. Time management is very important. Like if a product is manufactured in three parts, part 1, part 2 and part 3, and there is delay in part 1, but your part 2 and part 3 are working accurately, like persons who are working on part 2 and part 3 are very efficient, but your part 1 people are not that much efficient. They are not making in a making a product according to the orders of the company. They have some defects. So there should be a time management, like all three parts should work collectively so that timely orders can be delivered. So time management is also very important, and sometimes time management is the working timings. If I'm talking about the today's world, like there are many US companies or the UK companies that operates from India, and sometimes what happens, like US will open in night, and in India we we are working in the morning shift. Then the connection between the two, like the company is a US company and we have to work for them, but we cannot connect because of this time scenario. So for this, to handle this, what the company has started, like many company have started their shift timings. Like many companies are operating according to their parent company. Many Indian companies are like operating in a night shift, evening shift, early morning shift. Like if there are like Australian companies, the shift starts from 4 a.m. in the morning, and if it's a UK company, then the shift starts from 12 p.m. or 12 noon in the afternoon. And if the company is US company, then the company starts or the people will start working from 6 or 7 p.m. in the evening as per Indian standard time. So this is about time management. Like we have to do that time management to impact our bottom line. Then there are tools and equipments, like what are the machineries you are using, what are the infrastructure you are using. So basically this is also impacts on your cost to the company. Like what kind of machineries, there are high end machineries, or you are using that decade back uh, technology to prepare the product which is already outdated. So you have to work on tools and equipments also. Then you have to work on technology. Technology means like in today's world, artificial intelligence has come, cloud computing has come. Every company is going towards artificial intelligence, like Alexa, if you heard. Like every company is working on their technology, upgrading their technology. Every company is now saving their data on cloud, like Google Drive. So you have to update it, you have to be updated for the technology. Technology is very important part. IT development, IT sector is playing a very important part in every company. Now, the next part is teamwork. Teamwork is also very important, because if you working, like if you are a, like you can choose your career as per your choice. You can be an entrepreneur, or you can be a like a professional, or you can be a working manager in some MNC. So everywhere, even if you are an entrepreneur, even if you have your own business, you have to work in a team. No individual person can work effectively. You, even if you have a small business or you will start one business, so you need to work with different kind of people. Either it be a supplier, or either it be a customer, or either it be a your employees. So you need to work as a team with everyone to get the result at the best possible manner. Then the motivation part is very important, like to motivate the employees, to motivate the suppliers. Like first part is, yes, to motivate the employees is important, because if you don't motivate them, they cannot work as effectively as possible. So there are different motivation theories which will you will going to learn in your like next 3 years, which is actually used in the current environment. So
Direct
motivation is also a, yeah, sorry.
directing, sir. It is motivation. It is motivating the employees in the organization,
Yeah,
which we have learned.
yeah, yeah, it is motivation of employees also. And if you talk about it, motivation to everyone. It is motivation to suppliers, it is motivation to your customers. Yes, they are motivating, they are motivated enough so that they can come to your place only. Like if you see, there are card systems in many marketing companies. They have they what they do when you go to shopping, they prepare your card and they'll add some points. So what is it? It is basically a motivating technique, so that a customer will again come back and use these small points and get the refund,
By providing
suppose.
benefits.
Yeah, benefits.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So it also helps in decreasing your cost. So why we are like taking these examples, like it has an impact on your cost, and which in turn will impact your bottom line. So the next part is employee training and professional development. So this is the most important part which a company is working, every company is working in their organization. Like if you work in any MNC or any Indian company, they always uh, have a training sessions, or always have a career growth plan for their employees. Because if they grow their employees, or if they train their employees in a particular manner or in a best possible manner, it will actually create an impact on their bottom line of the company. So how the company, like how would you know, like what are the like what are the ways which you need to work down, so that your bottom line will increase, your net income will increase. So there are many ways, there are many points which we have already discussed, but yes, you need to write down that you need to make a group. Yes, I need to work on an employee training part, I need to work on a career development part of my employees, or I need to work on a teamwork, or I need to work on a motivation part, or I need to clearly stated, I want to like clearly state the goals of my company to my employees. Like for example, if I plan for 100 million revenue this year. So this plan should be communicated to all the people who are working in the company in a best possible manner, so that everyone is working towards that common goal. So you have to write down what are the various ways which I can work on to which is actually impacting my bottom line, and how I can work on these particular aspects or on these particular groups, so that I can increase my bottom line. So you need to work on different aspects. You cannot work all on all aspects together. You need to write down and then categorize which part I need to work first, so that my bottom line will be impacted in a best possible manner, basically. So you need to write, you can make an action plan also. You can see the current conditions of the economy. Obviously, if we talk about the current condition of economy right now, that's a COVID-19 pandemic situation, and it is very hard for, if I talk about the hospitality industry, like if if a person is working in different hotels, yes, their job, either their jobs are lost or their salaries are cut down to the 50% level. Or if I talk about the travel industry is hit badly because of this COVID-19 pandemic situation. There are many industries like transport, or if you air travel, or like for example Make My Trip, Go Ibibo. There I can give you example of like 10 companies which is actually their revenues are at actually at 10%, which was previous, what was reported revenue previously. Like earlier, if they are reported 100 million of revenue every year, now it is just reporting a 5 million revenue. So you need to take an action plan in the company in which you are working, so that to increase your operating profit part. It's not a secret. It's not any secret. It is visible everywhere. If you want to see what is the bottom line, you can see the balance sheet of the company. Yes, and through the balance sheet and P&L account, you come to know like what is the net income and what are all the assets and liabilities the company has. So it for a audit purpose, like for an audit purpose, a company has to submit their accounts to the tax authorities every year, and which a company needs to publish online also. So it's not a secret. Like if you want to know about the company's bottom line or top line, any company's bottom line or top line, you can go to their website and it's clearly visible. So having, we have already talked about having a talented and well trained people will also have an impact on a bottom line. So that is why company is working on their development and the training part. So your team must be competitive. Whatever team you create in your future organization, it must be competitive, strategic, progressive, analytical, self-disciplined, problem solver, focused, creative, critical thinker. These are basically a team characteristics which you need to work on. Like if there is no competitiveness between the two people, they will not work as hard as required. So you need to create that competition. And for competition, what the company do, they recognize their employees, or they give monetary vouchers. They are giving rewards, like yes, this is the employee of the year, and this much amount is credited to your
Financial
account.
incentives.
Yes, financial and non-financial incentives both are there to provide or to create the competitiveness. So non-financial is like
Oh,
when you appraise your employees in front of others. When you like go to the floor where 50 people are working, and to recognize one people, yes, he's the best person who is working, and you give that speech or give that role, like basically uh, you give that order in front of every employee, then it's also a motivation part, or it will also create a competitiveness among the employees. Yes, I want to be at that position. So great team are made, not born. So what is mean, like every teamwork, if we talk about the teamwork, it is not inherent, it is created. So who are creating it? The executives of the company or the new managers. If you after this course, if you joined as a company as a manager, yes, you need to create your team as efficient as possible. It is not, please don't think there are inherent qualities in them. You need to basically work on their development and training part, and you need to create that team which is very efficient for the organization. So this is what I have talked. Employees must be well trained and well developed. So your number one customer are your people. So any company which is working on or like producing any product, they they first think their customer as like they first think employees as their customers, because if you are selling a product for 100 million or 10 million, and the cost of producing, the total cost of producing that product is 99 million, and you are just making a profit of 1 million. But if your team is efficient, if you have created an efficient team, or if you have created a process that is best in that industry, that will help you to reduce your cost to 10 or 20% level also, then your net income will increase. So this is what I want to talk about. I if if i come to the starting point of my presentation, what is the top line and what is the bottom line of the company? Top line is basically related to revenue and sales, and bottom line is related to the net income. And again, I'm repeating, for a startup, if you start any company, please look for top line first, and after establishing yourself in that industry, you can work on your bottom line. So bottom line is very important in later part, but yes, if we start a fresh project, we have to work on the top line. So why numbers are important? Numbers are very important. Without the numbers, you cannot communicate to others how you are doing, what is the growth of your company. You need to talk the growth, you need to talk the basically the target, the plan, or what you have executed till yet. You need to talk these things in numbers only. So with this, I think I should close this session. Yes, but I'm available if you have any questions, or you can ask question right now or later on also. So if you have any questions, please ask.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for a nice audience, and
Thank you,
please
sir.
let me know if you have any questions in future. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
you are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.